All right, this is exit planning. Work out a 2-year plan of no contact. This is the excerpt from my book titled Toxic Encounters Why You Should Go No Contact. Post Rebounding Part 3. It is the third part in my series. All of the books will be available spring 2021. So I'm just going to read the excerpt and then do a little bit of an analysis. Keep in mind that all areas of life require a transition plan. Even when you travel to the hospital, you sign in and speak with the doctor. After this, the staff processes you out. When you need to get your driver's license renewed, you must process out once you finish filling out the paperwork and taking the pictures. When you go to a restaurant, a theme park, or a registration desk at a college, you enter one line and exit another. You process out. The same idea here is related to exiting a rebound relationship, which is similar to a prison. The rebounder is a warden or a guard, keeping you captive emotionally and psychologically, and definitely financially. Once you decide the relationship has truly run its course and that there is no hope of reconciliation, then begin to process out of the relationship. Processing. When you find yourself jumping from relationship to relationship, it is likely that you are missing the emotional processing that was necessary from the very first relationship. And when you pull at something, pull at someone, you are pulling at that person emotionally. And then you get involved with the person, sexually, and you start spending time together like you are in a relationship, when in fact you are actually in a rebound relationship that is going to run its course, or that is going to burn out. And eventually it is going to run its course. If you think about the standing at the line of a theme park, you want to ride the roller coaster, and you have to have a level of patience that is going to be measured in hours while you stand there waiting to do just one ride. And there are times you want to turn back and say, you know what, I can always do this the next time. But it's the roller coaster that is popular, that it's almost like you get one time out of the year. And so you stand in that line, you converse with people, you stand in that line, you get hot, you get tired, you almost lose hope, you lose faith that you are ever going to get to the front of the line, but you stay the course because you know that at the end of that course is your reward, in a sense, that you will be able to ride that roller coaster. But as you get closer and closer uh, to the front of the line, maybe you are actually in the middle of the line. I'll say that. You are in the middle of the line. When you turn back and look back, you see how far you have come. You see that you have come so far to the point that you don't even see the last person in line. So then that encourages you to keep going, because if you can just keep going, you can get to the front of the line, get on the ride the roller coaster, and finish that process out. Well, relationships are really no different. Romantic relationships, we have built the habit of getting in and out without actually processing, and we make decisions based upon how we feel in the moment, and then we engage with another partner, believing that it's going to turn into something longer, in contrast to the previous relationship, but it only exacerbates our emotions and our psychology. The same way that you have to sit down and fill out paperwork and process through that, and then get up and get the give the paperwork to the administrative person, go back and sit down and wait for your number or your name to be called, and then process once your name or number is called, through that process, and then eventually you get to the end of that process and you sigh a sigh of relief. Okay, it's no different. Your romantic relationship that you've had has to process out. Otherwise, you will be the type of person who is running on a hamster's wheel. So think about your process being measured in 2 years, because it really does take a little bit of time. That seems long to you, but it does take some time to get over that person. It does take some time to, the first year, the first months, I say 6 to 8 months are based in anger. And then time after that, maybe a year later, is when you really start to feel the loss. And then there's some regret, and then there's some wondering whether or not you should go back. But if you can give it 2 years of processing, because the next 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years will be you having to rebound yourself, rebound financially, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, so that you are completely away from that person, meaning that you don't let them come back in, you don't engage them any further. That's why you have to make sure that you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you no longer want to be a member of that relationship. So work out a plan, a transition plan, as you would do in any other area of your life, so that you can transition out of that relationship effectively and stay out of that relationship as well. All right, so hopefully you gained some insight from that excerpt. Please like the video, subscribe, and then you may visit my website, as well as send me an email. And then the books that I mentioned will be available on Amazon spring 2021. Thank you for visiting the channel.